Hello warriors, I'm Ben, and today on Android Gamespot we will answer one question. Is Oceanhorn 2 the next Zelda Breath of the Wild on mobile? Quick reminder before we dive in, don't forget to ring the bell to be the first in line whenever new videos are out. Starting with number 5, and before we even think about Oceanhorn 2 and everything that defines the game, I decided to take a step back and replay the original game. And as soon as I pressed that start button, I was immediately taken back into this gorgeous 3D world that I once explored and enjoyed. But surprisingly enough, well, as far as mobile games are concerned, I was actually happy to be back. To listen to the awesome soundtrack while running, dashing, talking to people, attacking monsters, exploring dungeons, and traveling in the vast seas that this world had to offer. Oops, now we're talking. Oceanhorn Monster of Uncharted Seas is deep down a high-quality Zelda clone, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that in my opinion. And as the saying goes, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Now I know what you're thinking. Mobile game developers made this quote completely useless. But we're not here to talk about the gigantic load of crap that's all over the Google and App Store. We're here to talk about Oceanhorn. And the first one, as I mentioned, is an awesome Zelda-like game with great visuals, gameplay mechanics, soundtracks, and let's not forget, it costs a fraction of what Zelda games cost. So before we move on, if you haven't played it yet, do yourself a favor and go do it. Well, preferably after this video is over. Number 4. What is new? Oceanhorn 2 Knights of the Lost Realm has been announced by Cornfox and Brothers more than 2.5 years ago, and a lot has happened since then. But before we talk about all the latest updates, let's dial back a bit and talk about the core game. Oceanhorn 2 is being built upon the same elements that were the heart and soul of the original game. In other words, exploring a colorful world, a deep backstory with secrets and twists, amazing music, and most importantly, classic action RPG gameplay with items, puzzles, battles, dungeons, and let's not forget, badass bosses. You will be playing with a different character, so note to those wondering, it's not the same boy who has grown up. I'm a bit disappointed that it's not, and I don't think I'm the only one, but I can't help but be super hyped about the sequel. The game is set in another time period on the Oceanhorn timeline, 1,000 years before the events of the first chapter. The new hero has been trained to become a Knight of Arcadia, and you'll be playing from the third-person camera angle, which is supposed to take you right into the heat of action and also allow you to explore even the smallest details of Arcadia. Number 3. When is the release date? The game is targeted to release on iOS first in 2019, and no date has been announced for Android yet. If you're familiar with the first Oceanhorn releases, this feels like deja vu all over again. So I had an idea. Let's show these developers that Android gamers are just as hyped, if not more, to play the game. And let's blow up that like button, shall we? Number 2. Why should you be hyped? As 2019 took over, the team has been more consistent with updating fans, and we now know that the game is being developed using the Unreal Engine 4, which is an awesome news if you ask me. The reason being is that the original game used an engine written by the developers themselves, so when it was time to port the game to additional platforms, this caused a lot of extra work and development time. Work and time that could have been used expanding the game with, say, DLCs? If we think of the engine as a video camera and the developer a filmmaker, the filmmaker can spend more time working on the movie rather than building a video camera that may or may not work the way it's supposed to. And let's not forget that this was a team of 3 people, and not only with the Unreal Engine the porting process should be much simpler with Oceanhorn 2, but also the team has grown and doubled in size, which will hopefully mean faster development time and faster and better updates. And finally, number 1 is Oceanhorn 2, a clone of Breath of the Wild. And the answer is, it really is too early to tell. Zelda Breath of the Wild took my breath away. In my 100 hours run, I was absolutely amazed by the universe, the true sense of freedom when it comes to actions and consequences in this stunning open world. And with everything we've seen and know so far about Oceanhorn 2, the game is set to take over and dethrone the original game as best Zelda-like game on Android and iOS. But will it be at the level of Breath of the Wild? We'll know that when the game is released. And that sums up his Oceanhorn 2, the Zelda Breath of the Wild on mobile. And I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Are you guys hyped? Will you be playing the game? And what new features would you like to see in the sequel? Let's meet in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, your likes are very much appreciated, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, as I make new videos like this every week. Also, consider joining my exclusive community on Patreon. You will get access to awesome rewards such as behind the scene footage, your name in the videos, and lots more. Links at the end of the video and down below. Once again, I'm Ben, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on Android Gamespot.